Hi, it's currently December 2018, and about a month ago we discovered that LitterMaid came out with a new generation of litter box called the 3rd edition. A little over 10 years ago, LaserArt invented the Bag-it system in order to eliminate having to buy receptacles. As waste receptacles are expensive, we developed a system that would allow waste to go inside a plastic bag held in place by the receptacles that came with the LitterMaid. Unfortunately for us, and for any other aftermarket product inventors, the 3rd edition LitterMaid involves some structural changes that made our products obsolete. So after about 20 years of using exactly the same type of receptacles for all models of their litter boxes, LitterMaid introduced a new style of receptacle for the 3rd edition. In an effort to develop a new Bag-it system for the 3rd edition, we purchased both the single and multi-cat versions of the litter box, and we've been using them for a few weeks. Thought we'd post a video to share some of our initial feedback. So let's take a look a little bit in history. The early models of the LitterMaid, these were the real workhorses. Their sides were a little bit lower, but their motors were very dependable. The rake was removable and had metal tines on it. These guys had their problems, but they all do, and the positives outweighed the negatives, as they still do. Then several years ago, LitterMaid introduced this new style of litter box, higher walls, this beautiful utilitarian color, and they changed the rake from metal to plastic. It's potentially removable, not the easiest thing, but this model has a severe problem. The problem is the motor. I think in an effort to make the motor avoid jamming, they introduced a mechanism that would start clicking, and ultimately that would kill the motor. So anyone who has or had one of these and has experienced the clicking of death, they know what I'm talking about. I rarely had one of these last me more than 6 months. And as LitterMaid has a 1-year warranty, that meant LitterMaid would be replacing a lot of litter boxes. My guess is that that's part of the reason that they decided to come out with the 3rd edition. So now let's take a look at the 3rd edition, what's changed, what's similar. Most noticeable, let me get rid of this. Most notable is the rich dark blue color. Some people would say, oh, almost looks like a piece of furniture. Unfortunately, once you start using it, the dust from the clay litter makes this look terribly dirty, which you'd never notice on the models with that nice yellowish white color. The overall size and shape stays the same. This is the single cat version. The multi-cat version is the same except a little bit longer. For those of you who use the ramp, the new style ramp has a rubber mat with holes so it can catch litter that falls off, as opposed to the old cheap carpet on a plastic tray. Another thing that's changed is the cleaning cycle. So after the cat does its business, this motor waits 20 minutes before cleaning, which doesn't make any sense to me because good clumping litter will make a hard clump within a couple minutes. So I'm not sure why they did that. The mechanism that detects another cat in the box or your hand that's very sensitive, so that works well. But it's worth noting that the motor has changed, okay? This motor runs much slower than the old one, the one that was breaking. I've only been using it a few weeks, so I'm hoping that it won't break down, and time will tell. One of the things I dislike the most about this unit, even though the rake looks the same, I'm getting a lot of clumps behind the rake. So maybe the angle at which it sweeps through the box has changed, but it means that you're going to have to do a bit more cleaning. The biggest change is obviously the receptacle. This is, I think, where they put a lot of effort into coming up with a solution that's both easy to insert and remove, and does a better job of keeping the litter in the receptacle and keeping odor out. So there's currently a receptacle in here. The plastic lid has a slight release, at which point you grab both the top and the bottom and pull it out. And then you can fold in tabs to lock it. So people who don't like getting hands dirty at all will appreciate that. The design looks similar, although it is beveled a lot more. And then when it's time to put in a new receptacle, you're just sliding it into place. There's a track for the cover to slide into, and when it's in all the way, it snaps into place and you're all set. So that's great for LitterMaid, but those who have used the Katch-it system that we invented in 2007 aren't going to be able to use their Katch-it on day one. Also means that consumers are going to have to be very careful when they purchase replacement receptacles, the boxes that they're packaged in, unless I'm missing something, look exactly the same, so you have to make sure you're getting the right receptacles when you buy them. And for those who want to avoid that cost, we are going to work on a new solution where we're currently prototyping. We are hoping to have a solution sometime in 2019. You can check back on our website, which is Katch-it.com. So it's our biggest hope that we can completely eliminate receptacles from this product, so that your captured waste goes into a bag that doesn't sit in a receptacle, and if all goes well, it will also give you the ability to extend the capacity of how much waste you catch at one time. So again, stay in touch, come back in 2019. Hopefully by mid-year we'll have a solution that works.